Hey everybody. So for this video, we're going to focus on the reading that is titled The Italian Renaissance. Looks like this in your packet. This turned out to be one of my favorite readings of your packet. And on the back, if you look, there's questions, but you only have to answer 3 of them, any 3 you want. So 2 of them you don't have to do, and I already crossed out number 6 for you. So let's start at the top. The Italian Renaissance. So starting out, Renaissance, remember, is rebirth. It's this time of growth and knowledge and building your skills and talents as a human, focusing less on religion. So the Italian Renaissance. The dawn of the Italian Renaissance marked the end of the Middle Ages in Europe. The word Renaissance means rebirth. It was a period when people rediscovered learning and looked back to the classical civilizations of Rome and Greece for their inspiration. It was an exciting time of new inventions and amazing discoveries, magnificent buildings, and beautiful art. People were changing their attitudes towards themselves and the world around them. The development of printing in Germany meant that this new Renaissance culture spread quickly throughout Europe. So we have important things like printing starting to be developed. That's huge. Can you imagine if I had to handwrite all of these packets for every 7th and 8th grader? So there's another way that these inventions are changing our modern world. The Renaissance in Italy was made possible by the country's wealth. Whereas most people in Europe still worked on the land, Italy was a prosperous international trading center, employing bankers, merchants, lawyers. These people could afford to build fine houses, buy books, and employ artists and musicians. Renaissance men and women believed that human life was both interesting and extremely valuable, and tried to develop all their talents. They were full of admiration for the wide-ranging talents of universal men, or Renaissance men, think The Rock, such as Leonardo da Vinci, who is perhaps most famous as the painter of masterpieces, like the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, which you've all seen the Mona Lisa. I can type. This super famous painting. You've all seen it. This is the time period we're talking about. Starting back here, however, Leonardo's skills and interests stretched far beyond painting. He was fascinated by how and why things worked and studied engineering, anatomy, and botany, as well as architecture. So he's studying engineering, building things, anatomy, human body, botany, that's plants, architecture, building buildings, physics, how things work in the natural world, and meteorology, so that's like weather. He made great advances in science and learning, which of many of which were years ahead of his time. From his detailed notebooks came designs for helicopters, tanks, and submarines. So yeah, literally in 1600, Leonardo da Vinci was creating ideas of helicopters and submarines way before anyone else thought about it, way before it was even possible. Leonardo da Vinci's curiosity and fascination for the world around him, as well as his personal achievements, made him a fine example of the Renaissance spirit and culture. So this picture, you have City of Florence. This dome is really, really famous because of how tall it is and how it was built back in a time when modern engineering techniques that we have today weren't around. So 3 questions you got to answer. What does Renaissance mean? During the Renaissance, which 2 classical civilizations did Italians look for inspiration? What development made it possible for new culture to spread? Number 4, why is it possible that the Renaissance to take place in Italy at the time? And 5, why did Italian people admire universal men such as Leonardo da Vinci, universal men or Renaissance men? A couple pictures. Oh, they have the Mona Lisa here, and then Leonardo da Vinci did a self-portrait. So that's all we got today. Not today. I'm going to record another video, so I'll see you in the next one. Pause the video. It's awkward.